Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're diving into something that's a real game changer for Android developers. We're talking about building seriously powerful and totally private generative AI features that run completely on the user's device. Let's really break down what that means for you and your apps.
Look, if you're a developer, I bet this sounds familiar. You see all the incredible things generative AI can do, but then you think about the server costs, the network lag, and yeah, the big one, sending your users' data off to some cloud server. It all feels like a huge roadblock, right? Well, what if there was a better way?
And there is. It's on-device AI. The difference is night and day when you put it side by side with the old cloud approach. With cloud AI, you're usually paying for every single request. On-device? Nope, no fees. With the cloud, user data gets sent over the internet. On-device, it literally never leaves the phone. And that's not all. This means your coolest features can work completely offline. And honestly, the integration is just way simpler. So how do you actually tap into this power? Well, the solution is here, and it's Google's ML Kit, specifically its brand new GenAI APIs. These were built from the ground up to solve these exact problems and bring generative AI right to the edge. And get this isn't some watered-down lightweight model. This whole thing is powered by Gemini Nano. That's a super efficient version of Google's state-of-the-art Gemini model. So you're getting incredibly sophisticated AI capabilities running locally, right there in the user's hand.
All right, so we've got the tool. It's powerful, it's efficient. But what can you actually build with it? Let's take a look at the specific things this toolkit unlocks for your app.
Okay, this toolkit gives you some seriously useful building blocks. You've got summarization, so you can condense long articles or chat threads with a single tap. There's proofreading, which helps your users clean up their writing with grammar and style tips. You also get rewriting, which is super cool. It can change the whole tone of a text, from casual to formal in an instant. And this is a big one. Image description, which can automatically generate alt text, making your app way more accessible.
Now, just dropping these features into your app is one thing, but doing it in a clean, professional, and scalable way, that's a whole other story. And it all starts with a solid architectural foundation.
Think of these 4 principles as your blueprint for success. First, modularization. You need to wall off your AI logic. Why? So you can test it easily, and maybe even swap out the model later without a massive rewrite. Second, a unidirectional data flow. This is absolutely key to preventing weird, unpredictable bugs in your UI while the AI is thinking. Third, dependency injection. This basically lets you plug in a fake AI model for your tests, which is a lifesaver for making sure your logic is solid. And finally, separation of concerns. Keep your AI stuff separate from your core business logic. It just makes your code clean, readable, and way easier to maintain.
Okay, theory is great, but let's see how this all clicks together in the real world. We're going to walk through, step by step, how to build a note summarizer feature using those exact architectural principles we just talked about.
We are literally going to follow the data on its journey, from the moment the user's finger hits the screen all the way through the system and back again with that shiny new AI-generated summary.
It all begins, as it should, with the user. They've got a huge block of text, maybe some chaotic meeting notes, and they tap that beautiful Summarize button. That one simple tap is what kicks off this whole amazing process.
Now, the UI itself doesn't do any of the heavy lifting. Its only job is to tell the view model, hey, the user just did something. The view model is the brain of the screen. It holds all the data and makes sure the UI doesn't get confused or out of sync.
The view model is like a good manager. It delegates. It doesn't do the work itself. It calls something called a use case. In our example, it's the Summarize Note use case. And the great thing about a use case is that it's laser-focused on one single job, which makes our code super organized.
The use case is still one step removed from the action. It doesn't actually know how to summarize anything. All it knows is to ask the repository to get it done. This is such a powerful idea. It separates our app's rules from the nitty-gritty details of where the data comes from.
And here it is. This is where the magic happens. The repository is the component that finally makes the call to the on-device ML Kit client. It hands over the raw text and tells the Gemini Nano model to work its magic. And remember, this is all happening safely and privately, right there on the user's phone.
So once Gemini Nano is done, the summary doesn't just randomly appear. Nope, it travels cleanly right back up the exact same path it came down, from the client to the repository to the use case and finally to the view model. The view model updates the screen's state, and boom, the UI sees the change and displays the perfect summary to the user. It's a beautiful, predictable, and totally scalable loop.
Okay, so you've built the feature. You're done, right? Not quite. To go from just a working feature to a truly professional, robust, and delightful experience, we need to talk about some best practices that go way beyond just the code.
First up, and this is the most important one, security and privacy. This is non-negotiable. You have to be totally transparent with your users about how you're using AI. Encrypt any sensitive data, like prompts or results. And even though on-device models don't need API keys, it's a habit you need to burn into your brain. Never, ever, ever hard-code secrets into your app.
Next, you gotta know if your feature is actually working well out in the wild. Are people even using it? How long does it take to generate a summary? Are there errors you don't know about? You can't improve what you don't measure, so use tools like Firebase to track everything from latency to user engagement.
And finally, let's talk about the user experience. AI should feel like a superpower, not a clumsy robot. It needs to enhance the experience, not get in the way. Always let users edit what the AI generates. Give them clear feedback, like a loading spinner, so they know something's happening. And if things go wrong, handle that error gracefully. Make the AI feel like a helpful partner.
So, let's bring this all home. If you remember one thing from this, let it be this: the old barriers are gone. As an Android developer, you now have the tools to build incredibly powerful, completely private, and offline-first AI features right into your apps. The technology is here, it's accessible, and it's ready for you to use.
This really does open up a whole new world of possibilities for making your apps smarter and more helpful than ever before. So the only real question left is, what amazing thing are you going to build with it?